Did you know that Patrick Collison, the co-founder and CEO of Stripe, the company that powers online payments for millions of businesses worldwide, once faced countless failures, doubts, and rejections before achieving success, proving that persistence and vision can transform obstacles into opportunities? Because although today he is celebrated as one of the youngest billionaires and tech visionaries in the world, his story began in a small village in Ireland, where he grew up fascinated by computers and problem-solving. Yet as a teenager, he often struggled to convince others that his ideas were worth pursuing, since people doubted his abilities and saw his passion as unrealistic. But Patrick refused to let early setbacks define him, constantly experimenting with coding, technology, and startups, even when many of those attempts failed. And one of his earliest ventures collapsed before it even took off, leaving him disappointed but not defeated, because each failure gave him new lessons and sharpened his determination. But the true breaking point came when Patrick and his brother John worked tirelessly on a startup idea that was eventually sold but left them financially strained and uncertain of their future. A time when it seemed all doors were closing. Yet instead of giving up, they doubled down on their belief that the internet needed a simpler way to process payments, an idea that many investors initially dismissed, but Patrick saw as the missing link in the digital economy. And so came the turning point, founding Stripe in 2010, a company built on the idea of making online payments effortless for developers and businesses. And though the early days were filled with rejection from investors who couldn't see the potential, Patrick's persistence paid off when forward-thinking supporters like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk recognized the brilliance of his vision, backing Stripe and fueling its growth. And from that moment, everything changed, as Stripe grew rapidly from a tiny startup to one of the most valuable fintech companies in the world, powering giants like Amazon, Google, and Shopify, while also empowering millions of small businesses to thrive online. And Patrick Collison's journey didn't just stop at financial success, because he became a champion of entrepreneurship, science, and progress, funding research initiatives, supporting global innovators, and showing the world that age, background, and early failures don't define your future, since what matters most is persistence, resilience, and vision. And so his story reminds us that failure is not the opposite of success, but its foundation. Because every rejection, every setback, and every closed door was a stepping stone to building a company that revolutionized online payments and made Patrick Collison one of the most influential business legends of our time.